Welcome to Modern Stoic Insights. She will not express her want for you verbally, because that is not how women or desire operate. Instead, when a woman is really attracted to you, she becomes a symphony of secrets. The harsh reality is that every look is a whisper, every touch is a dare, and every laugh is tinged with invitation. Most males don't notice it. If you've ever left wondering, was she into me? They ignore the indicators as if they were blinded and term it mixed signals. They believe she's simply being kind. But no, my friend, she was making her move and you didn't make yours. This video is your response. We're going into great detail about the 10 distinct and obvious indicators. Women don't chase men, they invite them. Oh, and before we go any further, I have something special for you. A free ebook. A woman thinks you're attractive in the kind of way that doesn't just flirt. It lingers, haunts, and builds inside her like a secret she's dying for you to discover. Once you learn to read these signs, you won't ever pursue them again. Get the Female Mind Control Handbook right now, since it contains the best-kept methods for making any woman want you. Let's start with a link in the description or pinned remark. You're in the room and you don't know what's happening, but you feel like gravity changed, the air changed, and all of a sudden you're in her world and she's circling. Listen, guys, overlook this because they're trained to look for major gestures. Her eyes undress you before her hands ever would. Hair flips, laughter, and lipstick. But when a lady finds you appealing, it begins with her eyes watching you intently. Then she pauses when she notices you. That moment is electrifying. Her eyes don't flit. Instead, they rest and scan, but they do so like artists drawing, not like surveillance cameras. You'll know it when she glances at your lips while you're speaking, looks at you for half a second too long, and then turns away when she looks at you again without even trying to be discreet. Her gaze has a rhythm and pattern that conveys the message. I'm picturing you in a different kind of light. It's not a look for attention, it's a look of intention. And if her eyes linger while you speak, laugh, or walk away, she's not just watching, she's imagining. Women are also visual, but they conceal it in the folds of subtlety. When desire creeps in, it shows. And if her eyes are showing her poker face, guess what? She's not just into you, she's already mentally halfway into your shirt. 2. She laughs, as if you should hear her moaning laughter. The majority of men think, cool, she thinks I'm funny, when they hear someone laugh. However, they fail to see that there is a distinction between laughing with someone and laughing for a lady who finds you beautiful. Her laugh has layers, texture, and a breeness that wasn't there before. It begins in her chest and descends as if it's trying to get past your defenses and creep into your thoughts at night. It's not just the laugh, though. It's how effortlessly you understand it. You didn't even say anything particularly funny, but she's laughing as if you're the star of her private comedy club, the only show with a full front row, and she's not blinking. Now observe her body language. If she leans in when she laughs, touches your arm, throws her head back, or puts her hand on her thigh while laughing, that's chemistry, not comedy. She's using laughter to create a sense of familiarity and comfort, but underneath, it's tension, playful tension, and sexual attraction. She laughs a bit too loudly at your silliest joke, and her chuckle is an RSVP to something a little more primitive. Don't doubt your comic ability. See it for what it is, a gradual striptease of the soul 3. Pay attention to the pitch tone cadence as her voice lowers as if it has been touched. Something wonderful happens when a woman's voice drops around a guy she finds attractive. It does so just enough to make the situation seem richer and heavier, like velvet stretched over your ears. The way a woman says your name is a symphony software personal, sometimes whispered, sometimes slow, as if she's tasting it. Because when a woman is attracted to you, your name isn't just a word, it's a flavor, and she savors it. It's actually science. When women are aroused, or even intrigued, their voice dips and becomes huskier, smoother, and dripping with a subtle sensuality they don't even understand they're using. She talks differently to other people than to you. Is her voice suddenly softer, slower, and more deliberate? This isn't a coincidence. That's biology and instinct. Even when you're in line at Starbucks, congrats, you're not in her buddy zone, you're in her dream zone. If her voice sounds like it belongs in a dark bedroom with background music playing as want takes center stage. 4. Even if her body is facing you, her thoughts are already obvious from her body language. You may pretend to smile, but you can't pretend to desire anything. And when a woman finds you attractive, you can't pretend to be interested. Her secrets are revealed via her body. One motion at a time. It begins with orientation. She turns to face you, kneeling, hipping, and shouldering, as if the world behind her has vanished and you are the main character. Next, she touches herself, not in that manner, at least not yet, playing with her necklace, running her fingers through her hair, adjusting her clothes, and even tracing her collarbone. These aren't fidgets. Rather, they're tiny subconscious echoes of attraction and posture. When you're close, she straightens or arches slightly, exposing her neck, parting her lips, lifting her chin, and her body starts to speak a language that doesn't require subtitles. When a woman finds you attractive, she doesn't wait for permission. Instead, she creates moments to touch you lightly, briefly, but often enough that it feels like lightning in your skin. She brushes lint off your shirt, straightens your collar, touches your arm, mid-lofts, and keeps her hand on your shoulder longer than necessary. These aren't accidents. They're accidental on purpose, and it's not about the touch. It's about how aware she is of it. The tiny movements, the fleeting glances to your lips, the shifting of her weight, the slight tilt of her head as you speak. And if she gets closer, she finds reasons to brush against you, allowing her hand to graze yours without pulling back. She will touch you, look down, and maybe even flush before flinching in that sweet manner that asks, "Did I just do that?" Indeed, she did, and it had significance. Her fingers now have a serious, even sexual quality. Morse code. You'll get a surge, a spark, and a query without words. Do you feel this too? Touch is precious real estate. In attraction is dangerous and vulnerable. And when she repeatedly starts it, you're not in the buddy zone. In fact, you could be in the hot zone. The next time she touches your arm like silk, ask yourself, who's making the first move? She is daringly sensual and silent, and you didn't even need to buy her a drink. Your conversations change when attraction suddenly enters the room. She asks not just how your day went, but also why you think the way you do, what keeps you up at night, and what you wanted to be when you were 6. When a woman is drawn to you, her curiosity turns intimate, moving beyond facts and into feelings. She is gathering depth rather than facts, and she will recall the little things. It's a game of psychological strip poker, layer by layer, emotion by emotion. When she's attracted to you, she begins to memorize you like a favorite song, and she'll share it with you as well. It's a game of psychological strip poker, and when the conversation drags on for hours, she'll tell you something small and personal to see if you'll do the same. However, if she starts digging into your story like it's the only plot twist worth reading, she's not flirting anymore. She's falling seven and mirroring you like you're her favorite scene. Unless you really know what to look for, this one is subtle and invisible, but once you see it, it's impossible to ignore mirroring. She sits like you, tilts her head, and picks up her drink when you do. It seems like you're leading, and she's coordinating every move in unison. It's not mimicry, but rather chemistry and subconscious alignment, and her body is attempting to convey the message: we're the same, we fit. If you lean in and she leans in as well, and if you cross your legs and she crosses hers 30 seconds later, that's not a coincidence. There's a connection. Her phrases may change, and she may begin to mimic your tone and slang, not because she's copying you, but rather because her brain is telling her, this man, this rhythm, it feels right. When we're attracted to someone, we instinctively connect with them emotionally and physically. This is evolution at work instinct. So if she begins behaving like a mirror, don't rush in. She's not only interested, she's attuning to match your frequency. Heartbeat for heartbeat 8. She fidgets as if her body and mind are at odds. She seldom seems confident. Instead, she often exudes tension, anxious energy, and controlled chaos. When a woman finds you appealing, her body may behave out of control. She may touch her neck, shift in her seat as if she's trying to get comfortable, but can't sit still, or bite her lip, tug at her sleeve, cross and uncross her legs, or play with her hair. These behaviors aren't just nervous habits. They're her body's way of burning off desire that hasn't yet been acted upon. It's not discomfort, but anticipation. There's a storm inside her, and her mind may be telling her to stay cool. However, she is expressing via her body, do something, say something, touch him. Attraction isn't always effortless. At times, it can be awkward, as if she's dropping her drink or losing her train of thought in the middle of a sentence. But it's electric and genuine, and the more you observe her fidgeting, the more you'll understand that it's not because she's bored, but rather because you're the antithesis of boring, and that you're the cause of her unsteadiness. She makes herself accessible at 9, then acts as if it's a coincidence when she shows up where you are. She responds quickly, claiming that she was simply in the neighborhood by chance, but we both know better. A woman who thinks you're attractive will move the universe an inch or two to bump into you. She will make plans without suggesting that you two should hang out, but it soon turns into just you and her. She makes herself available, but you're supposed to think it's luck. Spoiler alert, this is not a feminine soft pursue tactic. She will welcome the chase rather than pursue you, since you are the prize. If she continues inadvertently showing up where you are, or if she keeps coming up with excuses to prolong the encounter, stay a bit longer and laugh a little more. She's not circling, she's closing on the 10th. Her farewell always feels like a beginning, and the way she departs tells you everything. If her farewell is drawn out and reluctant, if she keeps turning around to say something else, she doesn't want to leave. She wants to stay. Her hug lingers, her eyes say something, her lips won't. Maybe her hand brushes yours once more. Maybe she bites her lip, and she says, "See you soon," in a way that sounds more like a promise than a phrase. This isn't goodbye, it's a sneak peek, a trailer for a movie She hopes you'll be brave enough to star in, because when a woman finds you attractive, she doesn't just walk into the room differently, she leaves it differently too. If this video touched you and shared a truth that no one else discusses, hit the like button and hit subscribe, because what's coming next is deeper and darker, and it's exactly what she doesn't want you to know. This is Stoicism, for the dangerous, for the desired, for you to remain alert and remember that if she's thinking about you, it's because she wants you to take action